most memorable moment is this. When it's, I took over from my mother's bakery. It was 22 years. It was in pretty bad shape, so we gutted a lot of the front, we renovated it, and we made it look more modern and kind of something that was more compatible with the menu that we have. And I remember when we were prepping for the opening, it's always really hard to tell because you open a business, you don't know how many people are going to come through the door, especially if it's a first-time business, right? I don't have a name in Boston. I was living in London with my wife before I moved back here, so any kind of pedigree I had was mostly in London and a little bit in Boston, and so no one knew who I was. We were just hoping to get some attention. And so, we were prepping the week before, and I remember I turned to one of the chefs that were helping me, and I said, hey, listen, I think we're prepping way too much food. We're making way too much bao, we're making way too much chicken, all that kind of stuff. We opened the doors, and essentially, outside there's a line that went around the corner, and 2 hours into the opening, I turned to the staff and I was like, we definitely did not make enough food. And so, I think it was a really rewarding kind of leaving moment, I would say, where, you put a bunch of money into a restaurant, you renovate it, you take a chance, and I've always felt like I'm always proud of my food. I'm proud of the product. It does represent me, and I'm putting myself out there as a chef. And the big question was, and is, anytime you open a restaurant, is are people to be into it? You never know, right? You can open something, you can think it's awesome. No one opens a restaurant and thinks their product is trash, right? It's all, you think it's great, you're waiting to see if everyone else agrees with you or not. And so it seemed like even that idea of what we were doing, people started to agree with it pretty quickly. And so we had lines out the door, we sold out in 2 hours, and the next day it continued, and we just kept going and going and going, and it was a really strong start for us. And we, like I said, we've been around for just under 2 years, and we've been lucky enough to stay busy and be a really kind of popular business and be one of the ones getting a lot of attention. So I'm grateful for that.